What's the intro?
And then you say your name.
Hey guys, welcome.
No, not an intro.
Hi guys, welcome to the podcast. Alright, there's the intro.
What's your name so they can associate the name with the voices?
Damien.
Jeez!
Alright, we'll try this again. Alright, everyone, we're gonna clap on one. So,
Okay, Elmo.
Losing my fucking mind. Oh my god. What are we? Are we like even a minute into this? We're like 3 minutes into recording and nothing has been accomplished.
No, except now you kind of sound more like a robot. But
Oh,
you're
come
more
on.
clear. But your voice literally sounds like more like
you peeking.
yeah, peaking.
Was an intro
Oh,
acceptable?
I'm Adrian.
I'm Joe. Oh
Alright.
my god.
So what are we talking about?
I don't know. You had a story that you were like, no, wait. I'm gonna wait
It
for the
wasn't really a
podcast.
story. It was more like what I'm currently doing, but like, I didn't want to say it.
What are you currently doing?
Alright, I'm trying to install Mac OS on a virtual machine, but
Yeah,
I
you already
can't do
said
it.
that.
I didn't say it in the podcast, so I'm saying it now. And it's not working, and I'm just sitting here trying to get it to work, but it's not.
You should have bought a PC.
I do have I'm on a PC. I own a PC. You saw my PC. I brought it to your house.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
that's interesting.
I just love the trail of.
Well, that's
I
basically
own
what
a
my
PC.
story is, so.
I have a PC.
Not to the listeners, Joseph probably sounds like he's laughing. To us, he sounds like a maniac.
He said,
I am a maniac.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
why was it starting to like slowly go down like chromatically? It was like, do. It's funny.
Except now we can't joke about it anymore because they're not going to hear it.
Yay!
Unfortunately.
Or they might.
Looks like we're gonna have to go back.
We're gonna have to go back to the old format.
Mhm.
Nah, come on. No, I like being understood.
I don't.
I know.
Damien, you were
Now we
always
can't just spend half the
misunderstood.
podcast talking about you. Now we have to fill up the other half.
Now we
The
actually have
podcast
to
with
talk
Apple
about stuff.
Yeah, we actually have to talk. We can't just wait for me to load in. Damn, this is
So what has
fun.
happened in
Hold
your
up.
life since the last time we did a podcast?
Which was
Me?
Months.
Well, the last podcast was over a month ago.
Yes. Do we want to talk about filming? And how that went?
They turned me into a zombie. And I took a selfie with all the makeup and stuff on and said, people at Walmart be like.
Yeah.
Hey, you looked like you had fun wearing all that makeup, though.
No, he didn't.
I was tortured. I was a
What-
poor, tortured soul.
What's different about regular life? You know, how is it any different?
In regular life, I can at least cry about it.
Okay, fair enough.
So anyway, what's happened in your life since?
Decent amount of stuff, actually.
I had a couple things happen.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
So what do you got going on, Adrian?
Let's see. on the fun side of stuff, not, not kind of fun. Yeah, it's fun, but not in the moment. It's been playing Mario 64 again. I took some time off. Then back at your house, I was bored, so I just started doing it again. And I've been doing it a lot
Mm-hmm.
here, like my main game. Been playing, and yeah, I finally beat my 16-star time by 3 seconds after about like 2 days of doing 16-star again. And then I started doing 31-star, and I got my time. Like I recorded it for the second channel. I got like 32 minutes, I think. But recently I just got under 29 minutes, so really got good at 31-star.
Yeah,
It's been cool.
yeah, I think I saw.
And then
those
also
uploads.
I've been doing, yeah. Then in real, well, this is real life. Okay. Um, in the other stuff, I've been doing actual running, not just speed running. There, but I was running at a fast speed, so I guess it's like real life speed running. For like a race, because I remember that race I tried to go to last year, but
Yes.
didn't get there.
Yeah, you
That
ended up pushing
same
a
race.
truck uphill.
Yeah. 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 That same race, just this year,
Okay.
practicing for that one. This time instead of having 2 weeks, I had almost 2 months. So,
Nice.
so I can actually get into really good shape after about a week of training. I'm almost to where I was last year, which is good. And today was the first day I actually felt like I wasn't about to die after I ran. So it's getting there. I'm almost back in good shape.
Yeah, I gotta start getting back in shape.
Yeah.
I gotta start working out again.
Same.
Damien, did you ever start?
Bro, I'm like 220, dude.
He was in marching band.
I was in marching band for a
It
good
kept him in
4
shape, but
years
then after
and
marching
rode bikes.
band was over.
And after marching band was over,
Okay.
I started getting old. Then I started riding bikes, and I started going back down. But now, since it's summer in Arizona, and I wake up at like 10:30, I don't really got time to ride bike before the heat come in. So I haven't been riding bikes as much.
Just ride your bike at night.
Or do what I do, get up at 5 a.m.
My particular area I live in, nah.
What you
No,
gonna
it's
get? It's not like you're gonna
when
get
I
mugged.
wake
You're
up at
white.
5 a.m.
I'ma get shot.
No, that means the other game will get them. Yeah, my neighborhood it's actually pretty calm. It's actually really nice because if I wake up at 5, do my stretches and stuff, and then I usually start running at like 5:30, right when the sun starts coming out, so it's usually safe. And I usually only see like 2 other people, and I'm like, this is nice. There's no annoying kids running in the street.
Nah, but I literally today I was just sitting outside and suddenly an ambulance and a fire truck drove by, like in my neighborhood, and I'm like, oh,
That was at my house. I saw not my house exactly, like nearby my house. I saw it. I don't know if it was the same one, but I saw a fire truck and an ambulance like right down the street from my house. And I was like, huh.
Oh.
That's weird.
I was like, what happened here? Whose house is on fire this time?
There's no fire by my house. I was like, dang, I got robbed that one.
I fortunately was able to witness a fire.
You were unfortunate to witness a fire.
No, I was fortunately able to witness a fire because it was pretty cool.
Okay. Whose house burned down?
One of my neighbors, like not a neighbor, like next door, but like down the street. This was like months ago. I think I talked about it on the podcast, but
Yeah, this is back in May.
yeah, this was May. All right, Joseph. Anything cool happened to you? Oh, okay. Anything cool happened to you, Joseph?
It's funny because to us, your mic peaks, I'm guessing you're sneezing or something. But
Yeah, I
your mic
sneezed.
peaks, so it just sounds. It's like it just sounds like you're randomly yelling.
Just,
I sneezed. Nothing too spectacular has happened. It's just
Why
like
not?
because of where I live, nothing happens.
yeah, true.
If you want something to happen, you go out and start
You
it.
make something happen.
Yeah.
You want there to be news, there will be news.
uh, to me, the most interesting thing, like, to me that happened was um, like I think like last week, I went outside. I went to like feed the goats or something. I went outside.
Whoa.
Yeah, real interesting. The dog
Dude, crazy.
Winchester he came outside with me, and all of a sudden he just takes off, and I'm just like, what the hell? Because he never just takes off. And it's just like, come to find out, there was another dog in our yard, and he went after the other dog. He chased the dog out of our yard. So I was just like, that's cool. That's what he's supposed to do. Winchester's doing his job. But you come to find out, it's just like some some it, you know somebody that I've never seen before. She's out on a walk and I'm pretty sure it was with her dog that was in our yard. And it's just like, as Winchester chased after the dog, she saw me walking forward because I'm like, I'm going to get my dog back because I don't want him to get hurt. And she just looked at me like it was my fault her dog was in my yard. And it's just like, because she just looked entirely pissed at me because her dog was in my yard and she made no attempt to get her dog out of our yard.
I'm not surprised based off the area you live in.
Well, why don't you learn how to control other people's dogs, huh?
Yeah, Joseph, you fucking idiot.
Piss off, you jackass. I don't know. It's just like, and she was an older woman too, and it's just like, bitch, fuck off.
Why'd your dog come after my dog?
Get off your lawn! Get off your lawn, you whippersnapper!
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly the look she gave me, was like, get your dog out of your yard. And it's just like, I want to tell the bitch off because it's just like, your dog is in my yard and you've made no attempt to get him out. When my dog is doing his job and making sure that yours stays the fuck out. I mean, hell,
You should have grabbed the other
Well, is
dog.
that the
and, like,
highlight
oh,
of your
God.
month?
more or less. It's just like, because it reminded me of an earlier incident, like when I was still living in the valley. I want to say it was about like 7th or 8th grade. I would take my dog Trigger out for a walk every now and then, and it
Whoa,
was like,
chill.
as I'm and as one day I'm we're walking around, and there's these two old people. They're on the street, on the sidewalk, talking, and Trigger, he was never really around other dogs at that point. So this one of them, they have their own dog, and they both try to, like, get to know each other. Like, they're both trying to sniff each other, and this old woman, she's got a cane, and she's more or less trying to hit Trigger to get him away from her dog. And the old dude, he just tells me, get your dog get your dog away. And he's just like, fuck off, the both of you. That dog's trying just as hard to get to know my dog, and you're doing nothing except beating my dog.
Get your dog off my
You
dog.
You should have stick the can and start hitting them.
I don't know. It's just like, I fucking hate old people because it's just like, they've lived to the age of 80.
Boomer alert.
I don't know. It's just like, I just want to, and like, when it's in that scenario where it's just like, my dog is just either just being a dog or is literally doing its job, and they're looking at me like it's my fault, when it's their dog is in my yard, or their dog is doing the exact same shit, but it's my fault, it's my dog's fault. And it's just like, Piss off, you old fucks. You're gonna be dead in a year anyways.
Damn. Okay. All right.
You should have said that to them.
You have no idea how hard I wanted to.
Anyway.
You
And then they
have,
reply with, "Yeah, well, you'll be dead in about 10 seconds."
you have no idea how hard I like had to bite my tongue like with the two old people and my dog Trigger. I had to bite my tongue because I just wanted to tell the old son of a bitch to go fuck himself. Because it's just like, piss off. He's a dog. This is what he does. This is what they do.
If he ain't getting him at the throat, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't stepping in. Let him do it.
It's not. Yeah, it wasn't like Trigger was trying to eat the other dog. First of all, the old woman's dog. To me, it's not even a dog. It's like a Shih Tzu or something. And to me, if you could pick up a dog and punt it, it's not a dog. It's an overgrown rat, in my opinion. So
My dog weighs 20 pounds. She fat as shit.
I don't know. It's just like, just fuck off, you sexist shit. Like
What you should have done to mess with them. This might have got you arrested, but to like mess with them, you should have like when they're rambling out, you bring a camera, like you're taking pictures of their house, and like every time you're walking by with like a can of gasoline.
Yeah,
Throw an egg at their
yeah,
house.
that would definitely fucking get me arrested, dude.
Knock on their door with like an AR-15 strapped on your back.
Oh, yeah, it's just like, this might get you arrested, but go to their house with a can of gasoline. Yeah, that's gonna get me arrested.
Alright, interesting stuff in my
Like you're
life
you're
this
taking
month.
measurements, and then like you have a can of gasoline, and then you're just like looking, and you're like, oh, okay, you need a little more, and they're like, wait, what?
Am I gonna need one or two?
I might have to go with 2 just to be safe.
Maybe even 3? Maybe like toss one in there? I don't know. Anyway, speaking of cars, I've been repairing cars for the past like 4 weeks.
Really? Because it sounds more like you're taking apart a car.
No, we've been... Okay, so here's what happened. One day, my parents were driving our 2006 Mazda 3 hatchback 2.3 liter car. They were driving it up to Payson, and then it just started making this like really loud rattle noise. And like, so they drove it back here, parked it in the garage, put it up on jack stands, started taking a look at it, and it's been like 3 weeks and we can't figure out what's wrong with it. Adrian, quit drinking water so loud.
It's great because they can't hear that.
I can. In case you don't know what it sounds like it's so loud. Anyways.
I didn't even hear that. I heard like it would sound like Adrian choking on his drink when you said Adrian stop drinking water. But I didn't hear Adrian.
I can hear it really good. Anyways. So we've been fixing this car that's been having like issues. And like so like before, like the week before we had to replace the suspension in it because like the suspension went bad and all that. And so we had to replace the suspension, and then the engine just started messing up, and so we had to fix that, but we haven't fixed that yet. And so my dad basically decided, you know what? I'm gonna buy a new car. So now we have a new car. But we still have this Mazda, and we're gonna fix it, and it's gonna be my mom's car now. Because my mom's car is currently a Nissan Sentra from 2008.
Nice.
But we have to give that back to my older brother because it's actually his. And so my dad was like, I'll buy a new car, you can have the Mazda when it's fixed. And then my car, a 99 Pontiac, is currently underneath a bunch of bikes and stuff. Because he basically turned it into like a shelf for the time being. And once we fix the Mazda, my car is next up to be fixed. And then I'm gonna start driving. I'm gonna pick up Adrian, and we're gonna go to Joseph's every weekend.
No.
Alright, every other weekend?
No.
Once a month?
Maybe once a month.
Bi-monthly?
That is as often as I would consider.
Bi-monthly?
Yeah, like once every other month, and I'm like,
But you know what I want to do with my 99 Pontiac? I want to sell it and get a 1995 Volvo 850. Fuck you. It is not ugly.
And then you sell that
Yes,
and get another.
yes, it is. That son of a bitch of a car is disgusting looking. That is a nasty
Listen.
ass design.
It is
That
not
is a
nasty.
shoebox looking
That-
car.
Shut your shoebox looking head ass up.
That is an ugly ass car. It could be the most
That is
durable
not
thing on the
ugly.
planet. On the fucking
Okay, what's it
planet.
called? Let me look it
It
up.
doesn't.
1995
Change the fact-
Volvo 850. I
It
can't
doesn't
decide
cha-
if I'm getting the sedan or the sedan or the fuck, what's the other one called? The
Yeah, it's not the
wagon.
best looking car.
Oh my, y'all both of
I
y'all.
wouldn't call it ugly. Just,
Yeah, it's
looks
not
a little
ugly.
weird.
Yeah, it's not like, beautiful looking, but it's not ugly.
No, that shit's ugly.
This was my childhood car right
That's like
here.
the perfect car to go on like a road trip, though.
That's what I'm saying. It's big. It got plenty of space.
You know, do you really need a good-looking car, or do you need an efficient car?
I need a car. I need
Fair
just a
enough.
car. 0 to 60?
I mean, hell,
Yes,
even
this car
Corey
does
agreed
that.
with me. He's like, it's ugly to be
How
honest.
long? Well, do you really want Corey agreeing with you, though?
Yeah,
That's generally
true,
not the side you
true.
want to be on.
True, but
Joseph's like,
I'm-
never mind, you know what? It's a good-looking car.
Joseph's like, you know what? I agree with you, Damien. I think that is the best looking car of all of them, just because Corey said it was kind of ugly. Was it the fact that it was a wagon that made it ugly?
it's just ugly. It looks, It's-
Okay.
it just doesn't look like a good car.
Because the sedan looks a bit better.
Well,
You know,
you
it
didn't
looks-
show me the sedan. You only showed me like the one you threw up in Skype.
I didn't throw up.
God damn it, Damien.
Here, this is what the sedan looks like.
Alright, let's see this shit. If it will load for me. Okay,
Yeah,
the
it looks a little
sedan.
too edgy.
It's not bad. The sedan's not bad.
Yeah, it's
More
not.
rounded. More
I
rounded.
I'll agree with you a little bit. The wagon look a bit weird, but the sedan, oh boy.
Yeah, the sedan is a much better choice in my opinion. Look wise.
If
Is
I
it a
can-
white, oh, it's not a white sedan though.
That's what mine was. I just picked like the best looking image. Mine was a white sedan one.
There we go, guys.
That's what
What to do.
That's what we had. That thing was indestructible. That thing had a bullet hole in the gas tank. Don't even ask me how. I don't know. We literally got it in that condition.
What the fuck?
Volvo 850. I'm looking at Craigslist right now. Ooh, found one for 2,500.
The fucking thermostat in my car says it's 140 degrees.
Damn, Joseph, rest in peace, dude.
What the fuck? The hell?
Joseph's sitting there baking.
Apparently.
He's dying.
I mean,
Joseph's
I'm-
sitting there.
I'm sitting in here with a jacket and a flannel on. I mean, come on.
Joseph's sitting there like, damn, I fucking wish, dude. It's so cold.
What the
Anyways, back on the topic of cars. What car do you have? Never mind, Adrian. You don't have a car. What car do you have, Joseph?
I don't know. All I know is that it's a Toyota.
All right,
It's the blue one. We drove
Ah.
around.
Toyota SUV.
Cause cause my dad, like a week or two after I got back from Adrian's, he bought a truck. So the Toyota became more or less my car.
My dad bought a big ass Dodge Nitro. I have a picture of it. I took a picture of it. I think I sent it in the Skype. I don't know if you saw it though, but I'll send it in the messenger.
I don't think I saw it.
Someone's leaving, I can tell. Someone's leaving. I can tell them the garage door is shutting.
I thought you were talking about the. I thought you were
Where
talking
is
about
it?
the chat. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Man, this better be the hardest Lexi ever here. It's on my other phone. Hold on.
Oh, come on.
Ooh, I forgot. You know how I started a stopwatch right before I went up to your house? I
Yes.
wonder where it's at now. It's currently at 957 hours.
That's not bad. That's not a bad car.
Yeah, that's what my dad drives. This. Do I have a picture of my current car? I have a picture of its current state.
What's the current state look like? Oh, that great,
Hold on.
huh? That great?
That's the current state of it. I sent. Hold on. There it is.
Oh my god! What the hell? Where's the car?
Hold on. I have a picture. You see that little white where the license plate is? See that?
Can you stop making me have to do more work?
Like, what?
This is an alternate angle.
What are you
Either
gonna
I'm gonna have to put all these in,
edit?
or I'm gonna have to cut it out.
Just put it in. It's not that hard. You download like 5 images.
Yeah, but
Make sure you blur out my license plate though.
But now I gotta listen for this part specifically.
Make sure you blur out my license plate though. I don't need. Actually,
That's your
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a new license plate anyways. I'm actually probably gonna get a custom one.
Adrian, I seem to remember you saying, like, when we started this podcast, you liked editing.
I did not say that.
Hey, if it's on the podcast recording, y'all go back.
I swear to Christ, you did. I think you posted
I
it
might have said
somewhere.
I don't mind editing it, but I've been editing the podcast.
So basically, what Adrian's
gotta
saying
spend
is,
a whole day doing that.
he doesn't want to put in the images and do all that editing. So let's continue talking about the images. So if you see the black car that's in the picture,
So if you're wondering why there's a random cut, you'll never know.
so the black car that's in that picture is the Mazda that's currently disassembled.
Oh my
Okay, so
God.
back on the story of the Mazda, what happened was it? We thought it was the crankshaft that went bad. And so we took the crankshaft apart, and what do you know, it's good. And so we checked the transmission, or the oil. We like drained the oil, and we like looked inside the oil pan, and we found a bunch of like pieces of metals. So my dad's like, okay, who the fuck just texted me? But anyway, we found metal all up in the oil and like in the engine, and we're like, huh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not supposed to be there.
And so now next up we have to check the timing chain. Since apparently it's not a timing belt, it's a timing chain in this car.
The hell?
The only problem with that is, in order to put it back together, you need these like specific washers, right? And they're like $20 each.
Adrian, come on.
Yeah, but these washers are like $20 each, and they're like diamond encrusted or something like that.
What the hell? Really?
But they're like 100% necessary because apparently this car's held together by washers.
That doesn't sound good.
I'm literally like, Mazda, what you doing, bro? It's a nice car though. I drive that, but in its current state, nah. What's sad is that my dad just like bought a bunch of stuff to do upgrades with it. Like he put in like new cloth seat covers, did the suspension up. It has
Nice.
like a bunch of like stuff put into it. He had an amp in it at one point and a subwoofer. That's probably gonna actually go in my car because the subwoofer is currently in the back of my car. But like, yeah, he did all this stuff just for his car to die. And then he was like, fuck it, we're gonna go buy a new car, boys. So I was like, when are you gonna go buy the washers so we can finish the car? He's like, next paycheck. Cause he's like, I just spent like $3,000 on a new car, and I'm like, oh, like on a down payment.
Wait, 3,000 on the down payment?
I don't know exactly how much. Here, I'll go search up. We're gonna search up and see if we can find the car that he got.
Adrian, what are you saying no to, by the way?
I thought it was a funny picture.
No, I thought it was you saying no to all the extra editing.
Apparently, this car isn't as expensive on the website. It's only like $7,000. But 100% he did not spend $7,000 in one go.
No, no one should.
He's definitely financing or something like that. But like, yeah, it's a nice car though. It's really nice. I actually like it, surprisingly. Well, actually, I like all the cars we have, but you know,
Yeah, how many cars?
it's a really nice car.
Yeah, how many of your cars actually work?
2 out of 4.
Nice. So 50%.
I technically want to say like 1.75. Because the Nissan works and all that, but the suspension's messed up. My dad doesn't want to replace it because he's like, last time I replaced the suspension, the engine blew up in my car.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's that. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So we're like, do we replace the suspension? But he's gonna be taking the car back in October anyway, so. And my brother, because it's technically his car, but he went to Germany for 2 years.
Nice.
And so he was like, yeah, y'all could use my car for that time being. But then he's coming back, he's like, I want my car back. And we're like, okay.
Well, you could just tell him like, when he gets the car back. No, then you just blame the broken suspension on him.
No, he'll be like, y'all are fuck. It's funny, he has to get it like re-registered, right? Because we only bought like a 1-year one, because it actually expired in 2018. But we bought like a 1 year, so it expires like in November. But the check engine light's on, so it can't pass emissions testing and all that.
Nice.
So we have to fix that too. Bro, we have to fix every fucking car. Alright. Next topic.
There's a meteor shower tonight.
Oh, cool. I'm definitely 100% gonna go watch it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not.
Yeah, that sounds like a lie if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, it's starting soon, and I think it peaks around midnight where we live.
It's starting soon.
Yeah, but it peaks at midnight, so the best time to watch it is like 11:30, 12:30 if you want. It's going to be about like 50 per minute.
50 per minute? That's a lot.
Yeah, around midnight. Also, if you look at the sky, you can see Jupiter and Saturn right now.
Yeah.
I had a Saturn. Speaking of cars,
No.
that's
God damn it,
okay.
Dan.
I'm not trying to go back to cars, but that Saturn was a piece of shit.
The
We-
Sega Saturn.
My dad literally sold that car like a couple months ago for $165.
That's how much it was worth, huh?
Yeah. He just wanted it. He wanted it out of the garage. Because he's like, I want garage space back. And then right as soon as he took the car out, my car went right where it was. And now what do you know? We're back to square one with 4 cars. Because he was like, yeah, I just want to. He's like, I want to get rid of the Saturn so that way we can have like garage space left. And then the Mazda died, yada yada yada. We're back to here. We're back to 4 cars. It's gonna be 3 soon, and then it's gonna be 2 sometime in like February. What? Should I talk about that on the podcast or nah? Nah. Maybe, I don't know. I'm moving out.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully, that's the plan.
That's the plan. Where you moving to?
We don't know yet. So basically, here's what's going on.
It sounds like you got a little planned out.
we don't really got it planned out per se. We're like at stage one. Basically, I messaged Adrian and Zach to let them know me and Mason want to like roommate with everybody. We're like trying to figure out who all want to roommate. Zach immediately said no, and Adrian's like, I don't know. So Joseph,
I don't
I don't
know.
know. We don't. That's basically what everyone's at. I don't know.
I like have to talk to my parents about it because it's just like I don't think I'll be able to like actually take the Toyota with me because it's in my dad owns it. Yeah, I have to like I have to get a like look for a job or whatever first. I think because
That's the thing, though.
I,
Mason wants every what?
I don't have a single dime to my name right now.
Yeah, that's the thing Mason wants, though. I just realized I've been name dropping. Oh well, it's Mason. Who's gonna be on like Mason?
Yeah, as long as you don't
But
say
yeah,
the last name, you're fine.
yeah, but Mason was all like, "Yeah, I want everybody to have like a stable source of income,
Yeah.
because you don't want it to be all like, yeah, I ain't got money to pay rent this month, bro."
Uh-huh.
And then he's got to work harder and all that. But like, yeah, we don't
Yeah.
know yet. We have till like February, and I'm just giving them random months because Mason's currently living in an apartment with two other people, but they moving out. One of them's going to Massachusetts,
Nice.
and the other one moving back in with their parents. But like, Mason's like, yeah, I'd roommate with y'all if y'all want to. But yeah, we're still in the beginning stages of figuring it out. I'm down, Mason's down. We gotta figure out everybody else.
Yeah, I'd be down. I would just need to like, I would need to like already have like a job lined up or something.
Yeah, that's why we're giving like a couple months, because then Mason could save up for a bit, and I could save up for a bit, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Adrian,
Huh?
what do you think?
Uh-huh.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Okay. Next topic.
Everyone's I don't know. I mean, because that's a yeah shit. That's a
That's
big that's a big decision. That's a big move.
it's an expensive one too. That's hella money.
Yeah, yeah. That especially that it's definitely an expensive decision, especially since like I don't have a job. I've been trying to get one, but it's just like everyone's hiring, but I haven't heard shit back from anyone.
Bro, I felt that in my bones, dude. It took grocery store by the name of Fry's 3 months to come back to me and say nah.
So
I was
yeah,
already sitting there like, and then they finally came up like, nah.
yeah, no, I definitely want to like move back down to the valley just because it's just like for filming wise, we could do a couple more sketches a year, or like for the gaming channel, be that it would be that much easier to film content. But it's just like I don't have the cash to do it, and I don't want to be asking my parents to like. I don't want to ask them to help me out with it, like not without like having a solid plan, you know.
Yeah. The only thing is, we're not gonna be living in this area. We're gonna move up.
Like where?
Okay. Uh. So we don't know yet. Not here though, because here is expensive.
Well, everywhere's expensive.
Well, it's more expensive here.
Well, it ain't cheap in like Flagstaff.
We're not gonna go to fucking Flagstaff.
What you said up? Flagstaff is pretty fucking
I'm
up.
not. I didn't say that. I didn't mean that far up, bro. North Dakota up. No, we're not moving to
North
North
Dakota.
Dakota.
North Dakota. You're gonna go all the
No.
way to fucking North Dakota. Okay.
Yeah, nah, we're going to South Dakota. Dakota.
Dakota.
No, it's probably gonna be like I don't know, Chandler.
Okay.
I don't even think Chandler actually has places to move in, but you know what? We're gonna work with it. Adrian, what are your plans for the future?
They're to run a race.
All right, Joseph, what are your plans for the future?
Write a movie script.
You know what my plans are for the future?
Move in with Mason.
I don't fucking know. That's like February future. I'm in like 2 months. And you know what's crazy? It's October in 2 months, bruh. Dude, I keep forgetting it's like August now.
Yeah.
I keep
no.
thinking it's like April. I'm like, oh, next month's May and all that. And then I look at the date and I'm like, oh, August 11th, the day
Yeah,
we're filming,
no.
by the way. So
Yeah, I know. It's kind of depressing. Like for me at least. Like last year, it's just like wow. By this time last year, I was getting ready to go to college, and this year, I'm a fucking bum.
dang, that college stuff went by real smoothly.
Yeah, it's just like oh fuck. Well, like comparing right now this year to last year, it's really depressing. At least for me, it's like
Bro, 2018 was fucking lit for me, dude.
yeah, 2018 was all right. I think 2019 for me is a much better year, at least emotionally.
Dude, 2018 for me was fucking lit. And 2019, right as soon as it started, it was like someone farted right into my mouth. It was like I was at like a New Year's party, and then right as soon as like the ball dropped and all that, and it was New Year's, somebody just like threw up all over me. So it was like I was like yeah, okay, all right.
You went in for the New Year's kiss and got vomit down your throat instead.
Let's go back to something embarrassing I did. All right, New Year's Eve 2018. Wait, no, New Year's Eve 2017. Right as soon as the clock struck midnight. Yeah.
Oh God, this is gonna be really terrible.
It wasn't really that. It's more funny for me to think about it. Basically, two of my friends they're dating, right?
Wait,
And so like yeah, currently, but like right as soon as like that they did like their whole New Year's kiss, but I didn't realize, so I toasted one of them when they were kissing. I just went dink with the cup.
what?
So like we had like not like real alcohol, but like fake alcohol. So like what was it, sparkling cider or something like that?
Yeah, yeah,
Like it looked like champagne, but it's like apple juice, but like fancier.
yeah. Apple cider.
But like right as soon as the ball dropped, it was midnight, January 1st. They did their whole New Year's kiss thing, and I just like very awkwardly like tinked my cup against theirs. And right afterwards, I was thinking like, what the fuck did I just fucking do? Man, 2018 started off great.
Oh God, yeah, it definitely sounds like it.
I was just very awkwardly like, dink. It was plastic cups too, so it wasn't really a tink. It was more like a crinkle.
What, like the plastic red cups?
It's funny. No, it was like the clear ones. But it was funny with that New Year's party. They said like semi-formal, but I didn't know what semi-formal like actually looked like, so I showed up in a suit.
That's too formal. That's formal.
I showed up and immediately like they answered the door in like a white T-shirt and jeans, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm just sitting there like, "Damn, I overdressed, didn't I?" And they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Okay." But like like I walked there because like they live pretty close to me, so like I just walked there and I was like, I don't feel like walking back, so I just sat there like, okay. You know, I took off the jacket and I was like, okay, shirt and tie.
You should have gone with just tie.
Just tie, nothing else, bro. And
I'm fucking
No, you should
dying.
have gone you should have gone just vest.
Oh god.
just the.
Wait,
no, you
wait,
don't want
wait,
to
wait,
see
wait.
that.
Wait, hold on. If it's just tie and just vest, does that mean just like everything else is off?
I'm not.
It's
I'm not a gay stripper, dude. I'm not a gay stripper, dude. I'm not gay.
Wait.
All right, next topic. Stop laughing. I can hear that.
I can't help it.
Just sometimes when I lie in bed trying to go to sleep, I just remember that.
Remember what?
It's not giving a toast to somebody while they're kissing their. It's funny. Before that, so like May 2017 is when like they actually like started dating. But for some
Okay.
reason, I didn't actually think that they were dating, and they were holding hands in the hall, and I just was behind him, and I was just like, "Why are y'all holding hands? That's gross." And they were like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god, Damien.
It didn't think that I didn't think like, dang, they must be dating or something like that, because they were just, I was like, "Why y'all holding hands? That's gross."
Oh,
I knew.
Damien, you're a genius.
I mean, what embarrassing stuff have y'all done?
I've lived.
That's pretty fucking embarrassing, dude. Damn, just found out about Joseph. Damn, that shit sucks.
Don't you just hate it like when you do something like like super embarrassing, or at least you think it's really embarrassing, and then like 4 years later it just clicks in your head, your brain just goes, "Hey, remember that stupid thing you did?" And you're just like, "God
And that's
damn
worse than it was like something semi embarrassing, like not even embarrassing,
it."
just like
But
mildly embarrassing.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're just in there like, like
yeah,
you know, giving someone a toast while they're making out.
yeah, like something that like somebody else wouldn't think was like really embarrassing, but to you it's like a, "Oh god damn it, I'm an idiot," kind of embarrassing. Like
Yeah.
why is it 140 degrees in my fucking car? I want to know.
Dan, just rest
I
in
need-
peace.
I need answers here.
I don't need sleep. I need answers.
Okay.
When
Yeah,
somebody
no.
asks you why you're playing Minecraft at 3 a.m., I don't need sleep. I need diamonds.
Really shit. Yeah, no, it's just like I've been staying up like really late like the last couple weeks, just like doing research on characters for the new script I'm writing, and it's just like I realized like yesterday I've put more time and thought into researching these characters than I ever put into studying for any test in my educational career.
Yeah.
It's just like
I remember taking a test one day, and it was like a writing exam in English, and I fell asleep, but I continued writing while I was asleep, and I was just writing down whatever I was thinking about.
wait, what? What?
Like I was basically like falling asleep, and I was about to go to sleep, but like my mind was just thinking. My mind was just thinking, and I just started writing down what I was thinking. And I got the test back, and boy, oh boy, did my teacher not happy.
Why?
He was like, what the fuck did you just write down? And I'm like, I looked back at it. He was like, what is this? And I was reading. I was like, I don't know, dude. I was literally looking at it. I was like, what? I was like, I can't read what I wrote.
Are you sure
And he was
this
like,
is mine?
I was looking at it, it was like I fell asleep, and it was like me writing down like whatever it was we had to write about. And then
Uh-huh.
like the handwriting like slowly just like started like getting a little bit worse, and then eventually it like started mentioning like turtles and something like that. And this was English. We had
I
nothing.
would really hope this is English.
There was nothing to do with turtles.
I'd be
No, it
more
would have
shocked
been
than
better if
math
this was
class.
a math test. If this was a fucking math test, and all of a sudden you're talking about turtles.
I remember during the final exam for my math class, my computer blue screened,
Oh damn!
and he was like, "If you have computer problems, you have to do it on paper." And so like it blue screened, and he walked past and saw my computer like turn back on. I was like, "It blue screen. We'll see if it works." And he's like, "Okay." And then it worked, and I passed the test.
What is it? You just kind of reminded me, like, my junior year. Um, I technically stole a calculator from the school.
Ooh. Oh, that
Because-
peak there. Sorry.
Cause like it's like the final week of school, so we're doing our finals, and my math
Didn't
teacher
you
he's
tell
like,
us this already? Oh, you didn't say it on podcast. Never mind. Keep going.
and my math teacher he said like, well, okay, so whoever's got their calculator, because we had to check out a calculator at the beginning of the year. He's like, I don't want you to forget to check it back in because the school has to charge you for the calculator. So I had my calculator with me. I signed it back in, but we held on to it because like the very next day would have been our test. Well, it was like our final test. So held on to it, did the test, and then I didn't turn the calculator back in. I just put it back in my backpack because that was muscle memory. It wasn't until like a full year later I realized I had stolen this calculator. But the school,
You were
the
like,
school
"Damn."
doesn't know it because I signed in that I returned the calculator. So the school more than likely thinks that they lost the calculator, when in reality,
They're
I
like,
just
"Damn, where'd
stole
this
it.
calculator go?"
Yeah, but in reality, I just stole it.
What if there was someone who forgot to sign in when they put it in, so I got off that guy?
Like him.
Hey,
I
you know,
remember
whatever.
like the last day of school, instead of like actually doing stuff, it was like laptop sign-in day.
Yeah.
Because you had to like give back the laptop, and I remember people would give back their laptops and they'd be busted. The laptops would be like all destroyed and all that, and like teachers would get it back and they'd be looking at it like. I remember when my laptop got broken somehow. I wasn't even near it, but yet it got broken. And since I didn't know who broke it, I had to pay for it. Sucks more about that laptop is they gave it to me like partially broken and then charged me for it. So like the hinge, like the metal part, like that was actually inside was like snapped.
Oh,
So
that's
sometimes when like you'd open it, sometimes like the front plastic would pop off and it wouldn't open all the way. And
That's just-
I brought this up to them one day because I had to go bring it into tech like 2 days after the beginning of the school year, and I brought it in. I was like, "Yo, the hinge is broken," and he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it." And then when my screen got broken, he opened it up, and the first thing he said was, "Oh yeah, not only is your screen broken, your hinge is broken too." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you told me not to worry about it." And he was, I wanted to say that, like I was like, "Yo, you told me at the beginning of the year, don't worry about it." But like, you know, me being me, I shut my dumb ass up. And he's like, "Yeah, your hinge is broken, your plastic is broken, your screen's broken, all that. So that's gonna have to be like $150 to fix." I'm like, "Bruh, I ain't got $150."
You should be like, how much did the hinge cost?
How much does a hinge cost?
42 cents.
That still sucked too. I didn't even tell my I didn't even tell my parents about it. And then during like senior sign up day, you know, where like you have to go and get all your stuff set up, the person who was working like the store was all like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you have a charge of $150 for a laptop repair." My mom just looked at me like, "The fuck did you fucking do?" And I was like, "Damn, they fucking got me." I was gonna like silently pay for it, like, hey, alright, here's my laptop. But no, they were all like, "By the way, you have a laptop fee." I was like, "Damn, bro, you fucking snitched on me like that."
Like, no, shut up, stop.
I was like,
it. I'll
when
keep
she
your
said
money.
it, like we walked in there and I was like, "Damn, she better not fucking say anything about it." And then she was like, "Oh, by the way, you have a and I was like, "God Damn, dude.
You're fired.
I have your money. I have your money. Go on.
See, this was before I even got, like, when it broke, it was before I actually got paid by YouTube, so, like, I was like, damn. But then, like, when like, they told my mom and all that, I had money to get it, to pay for it. I didn't pay for it then, though. Why would I do that? But
So who paid for the laptop?
my mom.
You sack of shit, Damien.
What do you
You're a
mean?
sack of shit, man.
What do you mean, dude?
Okay, so I had a test story. It's a really short one, okay?
Okay.
So, math class, 8th grade. We're taking the test, he's handing them back. And he goes like, oh, Adrian, look at your test. And he goes like, and it says 100. I was like, yes. Then he turned it to the back side, and I didn't do any of it. It was all blank. I was like, oh.
Damn, but he wrote down 100. He has to give you 100 now.
Well, it's 2 different tests, technically. So the first one, I got 5 out of 5, so I was like, oh, yeah. And then the second test, and then on the back side, the different test was all blank. I was like, oh. Had me the first half.
Have me the first half, not gonna lie.
Listen,
They played you like a damn fiddle.
I remember one time, I think 7th grade, I was taking a math test, and I'm looking at my sheet, for the test, because we have the test paper, and then we have to write our answers on a separate sheet. And I remember, and I'm looking at my test, and I'm flipping it over, and I'm realizing I have an answer sheet. It's just like, because every question had a very thin printed circle around every answer, and I'm just like, this is an answer sheet.
There's probably somebody else had it before you, but they started like bubbling them, and then they were like, "Oh shit, bro, I gotta fucking."
No. It wasn't like it was erased. It was like it was. It was
like
printed.
a printed circle.
Yeah, it was a printed.
So
circle.
you went, okay, bro, I'm gonna write all these down real quick.
Yeah, that's what I did. I
Did
wrote
you
down all
make
the.
sure to throw in a couple wrong ones on purpose?
Yeah.
You
That's basically
you
what
always
I
have to
did.
throw in a couple wrong ones.
Yeah, but then I went. But I did that for a couple of them. At least I think like the front sheet, I marked down the right answers, and then I raised my hand. I go up to the teacher. I'm like, this is an answer sheet, and they were just like, no,
You
this.
You snitched on yourself, bro.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't look at my page. They didn't look at my work. I didn't get marked down for it because all they said was just like, no, this is somebody else marking on this because I don't print off an answer sheet. And I'm just like, but that was an answer sheet. That was a printed circle. That was clearly printed. So it's just like I didn't get marked down for the test because they thought it was another student who marked on the test.
And that's when you go in at the 100 and like, all right.
Yeah.
Yo, I 100% surprised myself. Senior year, second semester, final exam for English. I got a fucking 95.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Dude,
that.
you
Damien's like, hey, what'd you get? Like, I got an 80.
He's
And
like,
then Damien's like, gotcha.
Adrian's like, yeah, I got an 80 on it, and I'm like, I got a 95. Mic drop,
Damien,
epic backflip.
Damien, the fact that you aren't a super senior should be amazing.
Dude, I was so close. You don't even know. I was literally like, barely. Like, I was almost a super senior. It was scary.
He had a week to take U.S. history.
Yep. I didn't even take it. Adrian did, my boy. See, okay. I'm still mad at my teacher for doing that, my credit recovery teacher.
Rightfully so.
He was told back in like February of that year, yo, add these fucking classes so you can get this shit done. And he
Those
was,
exact words.
I mean, the counselor emailed him, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what she said. But like, I remember, she called me to the office and said, yeah, we're gonna have him add all these classes, so that way you can get them done and all that. And I'm like, dope, okay. They were never added. And then he added them the Friday before graduation. And I remember at senior sign out, like all that, getting like all your stuff checked out. She looks at it, was like, "Am I reading this date correctly? When was this added?" And I was like, "Friday." And she's like, I told him to add this back in February. And she's like, "All right, you're done with all this. Just get your history stuff done." I'm like, "Fucking lit, dude." And then I asked Adrian, I was like, "Yo, Adrian, could you do this for me, bro?" And he's like, "I got you."
I'm like, yeah, I took APS history, so I have all my notes.
Nice.
Adrian's like, "I got you. Don't worry about it."
And then I couldn't read my notes, and I just found all the answers online. I was like, oh, it's easy.
I cheated on my math final twice senior year. So like the first semester, I was sick the day of finals, so I had to leave. Adrian remembers that, right, Adrian?
Mm-hmm.
It was jazz band, so like it was what did they call it? Like
Second
split.
out.
It was split schedule or something like that. I don't know.
Block schedule.
Block schedule, because like one day was 135 and the other day was 246.
And that just meant, for me, that just meant band for 2 hours both days.
Nice.
But like, so that the second day I was sick, and I had to go home. So I unfortunately had to miss one final.
Oh no, unfortunate.
Because last hour was Carter Cup. We didn't have a final there. Second hour was jazz band. And so I only had one final. So like I emailed him. He's like, "Yeah, you could take it once you get back. On the first within the first week." And then like I went in. I was like, "Yo, I'm here to take the final." He's like, "I just take a seat and I'll send you the link to it." So he sent me the link, and then like I didn't study. In fact, I was several lessons behind because he did like an online class in this class.
Nice.
So like I was several lessons behind because all I just did was watch YouTube. And so I started Googling questions, right, trying to find the answers, and then I found like 2 Quizlets that had like all the answers.
Oh,
So I was like fucking lit, dude. So I just started like putting them all down. I was like, I gotta get a couple wrong, because I can't throw them off and be like, I got 100. So like I did a couple wrong and I gave myself like a 78, because that seemed kind of reasonable. And he was like, "All right, good job. You got a 78 on the final." He's like, "Did you study over break?" I was like, "Yeah."
Exactly.
I sure did.
I definitely did. He's like, what?
I did something similar for an assignment my junior year. We had to my English class. We had to read The Great Gatsby, and we had this worksheet that we had to fill out too. And it's just yeah, The Great Gatsby.
We did. I don't remember. I didn't do it.
Yeah. I know you didn't do it.
I cheated my ass off through it because it's just like I thought Great Gatsby. It's a great movie, but it's a terrible fucking book. Because I
thought it was a great book and a boring movie.
I didn't know. I didn't see either of them.
Because I read the first page and then I flipped over and I couldn't remember a single word that I read from the last page. So I just said, "Fuck this shit," and then I started Googling the questions on the piece of paper, and I found a Quizlet with all the answers, with all the same questions, and it's just like, I gotta write this in my own words, but and then we had when the book was done, we had to take a test, and it's just like, shit, I'm gonna fail this test because I didn't read shit from this book. But I got like a C or something on the book.
Sort of reminded me. So
What?
it was like my sophomore year, I think it was. We had to write an essay, right? But I didn't do it. So the last day before, I emailed my friend. I messaged my friend. I was like, "Yo, could you send me the fucking essay, dude? Send me your essay. I'll change it up." And I completely rewrote his whole essay and turned it in as my own. And I when I was done, I was like, "Yeah, I did really good." And then I thought about it. I was like, I could have literally just wrote my fucking own and I would have been fine.
Hey, I just saw a meteor.
But like, no, I like literally like took his essay, moved sentences around and like fit them in like more together. So like I revised his essay and like changed everything, but turned it in as my own. And I was like, and I passed. He didn't notice. This is the same teacher. This is the same teacher that no matter how much I'd correct him, he'd call me Damon. I'm pretty sure you had him sophomore year,
Who are you talking?
Who did I
Joseph.
Oh, Joseph. No. Okay, I was you didn't.
Maybe freshman year. I don't know.
Wait,
I don't know if you're in the same
Wait.
class as me. I don't know. Maybe
Who-
it
who was-
was a
who was-
guy.
who was your
First
English
letter.
teacher?
C.
What was his name?
Dude. Curtis.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What hour? Do you remember?
I think it was. Nah, I don't remember. I
'Cause
remember
I te-
freshman year. It was before lunch. That's all I remember freshman year.
Because I technically
Good.
had that dude's class twice because they fucked up my schedule.
I had him
sophomore
twice as well because apparently he taught 10th grade as well.
year. Yeah, like I had him in second hour and then in his seventh hour, and it was the same for my geometry class. Luckily, I figured this shit out before the school did, so it's just like cool.
I remember junior year, the school decided, you know what? He's used to his schedule. Second semester, let's completely change his whole schedule. Move everything around, take him out of classes he was in. And I was like, bruh. So
Yeah,
like,
moved out of the best reading class and I moved into the worst.
so literally, I went from a English class with 17 students,
Oh, that
and like
sounds
everybody
amazing.
was like chill with each other. The whole class was chill. It was like the end of the
No,
day.
legitimately, that's probably my favorite, best class I've ever had.
Mine too, and I was only there for a semester. But like, I was there, I sat next to Adrian. Like, I'm pretty sure that he knew that me and Adrian were like homies and all that, because like he would put me and Adrian like one seat away from each other.
Nice.
Yeah, every single seating schedule, every time.
So like, I'd either be like right next to Adrian, or he'd be right across from me. But then the school decided, you know what? He
Fuck
enjoys his
Damien.
class. Take him out and put him into first hour. It was the absolute worst. It was overcrowded. Everybody was loud. Nobody would let him get into the lessons. And I'm just sitting here like, damn, I really fucking went from the best class to the worst. And I was so tempted to go to the counselor and be like, hey, listen, put me back.
You
I need
motherfuckers
to
are
be-
fucking up.
I remember the only thing I really remember from first semester is either me and Adrian like keeping each other in check. Believe it or not, I kept Adrian in check.
Yeah, that sounds impossible.
No, like Adrian would like start like goofing off a little bit, and I'd be like, all right, Adrian, let's get this work done. And I'd start goofing off, and Adrian would be like, all right, Damon, let's get this work done.
And then senior year happened, we didn't do that at all.
And then senior year happened, and me and Adrian literally made a rap beat of a poem. But like, so the only other thing I remember about first semester junior year English is somebody doing the whole bottle flipping thing, because it was
God.
2016. I remember someone did it, and they somehow landed it on the cap. And I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. And he was like, oh. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I hated bottle flipping. I hated it so much. What is it? I remember. What?
We keep interrupting each other. Go ahead, Adrian.
Okay, I want to say Great Gatsby. When we read it, was in that really good English class. Damien wasn't there, so I don't know what it was like for him. But I suck at reading.
Yeah.
And like remembering stuff. So, but luckily he gave us the audiobook. So I was able to listen to the audiobook, and then I would have.
Speaking of audio, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, shut up. And then as the audiobook was going, I would just answer the questions. And then the next day he would give us a test, and then a Socratic seminar.
I didn't do those.
I wonder why your class didn't do those.
No, like, I didn't do them.
Oh,
Like,
there
the
was one
class.
day I didn't because I was legit too tired. I was like, I'll take the L for this.
Nah, he was probably like, Alright, Adrian, you good. You good,
I
Adrian.
did it
Don't
the
worry about
next day, so I don't think he cared. I
He
think it was
was.
for the final week, for chapter 10. I think there's 10 chapters. He said, if you do, you have to do the homework. You have to have all the other chapters caught up to, and then you have to create like 3 questions of your own for the book, and then we'd have and if you did good on the homework, no, if you either didn't do the homework or you not good enough, you would go take a final in a different classroom. But if you did the homework and did good, like I did, you just got to do a Socratic seminar, which turned into us just eating candies and talking about our lives.
Nice.
And that was my final.
It was funny. If I was still in his if I was still in like his last hour with all that, I probably would have done it all. But nah.
Also, I remember a project for Great Gatsby because it was talking about like new money, old money, and then poor. So we had to do like their poster project. So Damien told me about it, and we thought it was based off your grades what you were to go. So if you had like good grades, you'd go to like the best group, and then you get like really good supplies to make a poster. If you had like middle of the road, you go to the you get instead of markers and stuff, you get like some colored pencils, and then in the bad group,
You got a
just
Sharpie.
get, like, you got a Sharpie and like really broken pencils. And Damien told me this, and I thought it was like, and we thought it was based off grades. And then went to my class, got put in the really bad group. I was like, huh.
But yeah, remember your
What was
class
it
is
based
of
off?
17 people.
No, I had the 3rd highest grade. It wasn't based off grades.
All right, it was just randomized. I
It
don't even
was
remember
based
what
off-
mine was.
It
in.
was just based off order you finished the test. I usually had to speed through it because I don't care that much. But Damien told me based off grades, so I took my time.
I don't remember where I
Damien,
was. I'm pretty sure I
David,
was.
you fucked over Adrian.
I thought it was of grades too, because I didn't do so hot, and I was in the last group.
I got put in the group, and they're like, okay, everyone. They're trying to figure it out. So like, what's your grades? They're like, oh, I got a D, I got an F, I got a D, I got a C. They looked at me, I'm like, I got an A. I'm like, okay, so that's not right.
See, I didn't do so hot, and I took hella long on it, so I didn't know which one it was.
Yeah. Oh my god, Damien.
I remember that class at the beginning of the year. You had to make like a photo collage of yourself. I wish I still had. I wish I still had that email address for that Google Drive because I 100% would have downloaded it. I wish I saved it because it was incredible, incredibly bad that is. But like, I remember I put like a picture of like a kid in like a police uniform and it just said, "Sir, I'm gonna have to stop you. That meme wasn't dank enough." And then one of them, I ran out of like ideas of like what actually to put in, and I had like an empty like space, so I just put a picture of a brick, and so I was like, "What was the brick of?" And I was like, "I don't know, build the wall." I couldn't think. I was like, build the wall, and then they looked at me like, okay.
Yeah, I remember. I had a similar one for Spanish. I know you had to like write a sentence in Spanish about yourself, and then a picture related to it. And I ran out of stuff about myself because this was sophomore year, and I didn't do a whole lot of stuff, so I didn't know what else to put. So like I was like, I don't have a violin.
Yes, you do.
I kept putting stuff that I didn't have.
I don't have. Everyone's like, okay, what do you have?
I said I had a trombone.
They're like, all right, what do you have? And you're like,
we had to go based off words that we knew, and it was the first week, so I was like, I don't know. The guy's like, I'm in marching band. I have siblings. I have cats. And then I was like, I don't got a violin.
Junior year was something else, though. I remember the school, like, so, like, sophomore year, I took German 1, right? Because you had to take 2 years of a foreign language, and I was like, I'll do German.
To do that.
I was like, I'll do German. And so, like, what ended up happening was, first year, like, apparently there wasn't enough people doing, like, German 2, or something like that, or, like, doing German in general, so they decided they're gonna get rid of German, but not let you be able to take it as, like, a class during the day. So I had to go to school at 5 a.m. to do German,
And then you gotta go to marching band.
and then I go to March. So I literally had to wake up at like 4:30, start walking to school at like 5:20, get to school at like 5:56, then go in, take German for like 45 minutes, and then go to marching band every day.
That's
Sometimes my mom would drive
fantastic.
me. Sometimes I'd ride a bike. I don't know. I was
Sometimes you
walking.
marched.
I was walking in pitch darkness.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, there was no light. I was being followed by coyotes.
Are you serious? Are you
I could
serious?
hear behind them. I could hear behind me the tick, 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 tick. And then a car like I was looking behind me, and then a car like coming the other way lit it up, and I saw like 3 coyotes, and they all scattered. I'm like, Jesus, I'm a fucking die out here. I'm literally sitting there like, okay, this is how I
that would have
die.
been a great story if you walked into marching band one day and you're just like, our
All,
clothes are ripped up and stuff.
all ripped up and all that. They're like, what happened to you? I was like, I had to walk to school at 5 a.m. Pitch darkness. Was attacked by a pack of coyotes.
They
Are you
understood
kidding
you
me?
after you gotta walk to school at 5 a.m.
Are you
Bro,
fucking
I
kidding
was
me? I think that's
shitting
when you
myself.
get to kick in the principal's office and it's just like,
I don't think the
going
principal really
home.
had something to do with it.
No, it's just like,
I
I'm going home because I had to
see.
walk and I got mauled by coyotes.
See, the thing is of his class, because it was super early in the morning. He's like, I'm not really gonna count attendances against you, because it's 5 a.m. I get it. Like there'd be times like people would we had to download an app, right? It was like a group messaging like thing like that. And we had to download it because sometimes he would message us like, "Yeah, I don't feel like coming in this early. Y'all don't have to come in." But like if you didn't have the app, you wouldn't know. So you'd be asked out sitting there at 6 a.m. like,
Man,
Motherfucker, where is he?
I had to do that a
hey,
couple
teacher's
times.
15 minutes late. We can legally go home.
Like he did that like a couple times, and so like this was before we actually had the app, and so eventually he was like, "Yeah, I'm not just gonna send you emails because nobody checks their email before school, so we're just gonna download this app." So we had like a group messaging thing, something like that.
Nice.
Like sometimes you wake up and you look at your phone and you just see a message from him saying, "Yeah, I don't feel like coming in this early, guys," and we'd be like, "Hell yes, dude, I don't have to come in at 6 a.m."
It's just like, yeah, go ahead, go back to bed, guys. Like, thank you.
And sometimes my dad would like wake up, be like, "Hey, you going into German today?" And I'm like, sometimes I'd be like, nah, I don't feel like it. So he'd be like, "All right." So I just go back to bed and then I go to school.
If he showed up to school mall that one day with the coyotes, you can everyone would be like, wow, our parents are right. Modern school was that hard.
I could, if I got mauled walking to school, I could flex that on my future children. Y'all talking about getting Uber to school? I got destroyed walking to school. I should have Ubered to school, man. I'm a fucking idiot.
I should have Ubered.
If it was senior year, my mom could have just drove you, except not 5 a.m., so never mind.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're back at square one, Adrian. Thank you.
Thank you for offering something that will never be able to help me.
See, what's funny is German was at the perfect time, right? That 6 a.m. My mom would get home from work at like 7, and my dad would wake up to go to work at like 6. So I couldn't just go. I couldn't have my dad drive me because he's asleep, and he had to go to work and all that. And I couldn't have my mom drive me because my mom worked. So I'm just sitting there like, I guess I'm walking. What's funny too is, so this was back when like I started like getting phones from people, right? And someone gave me a phone where like the screen didn't work at all on it. And one day during German, it went off, and I couldn't get it to turn off. Because like the screen was like busted and all that, and it didn't work. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So he was like, "Can you please turn off your phone?" And I showed him the screen. I'm like, I fucking can't, dude. The screen don't work.
Yeah, no, I
He's
had
like, what? Go ahead.
I had a moment like that up in at NAU. My phone, it just went off. Like, it kept giving me the notification sound, and I didn't have a notification, but it kept going It went on for like a minute, and it really pissed me off to the point where I considered bashing my phone into my desk because it's just like I
I
wanted it to shut up, and it wouldn't.
I remember. So one day, this was like freshman year. So my math teacher, they had us do like this thing where like you teach the class, like you'd be in a group, and like you guys would have to come up with like the lesson and all that, come up with like the lesson plan and like assignments and all that. And somebody was doing theirs, and my phone went off, and my phone wasn't on silent, so you just heard like the cricket ringtone at full volume, and I couldn't get my because it was like Windows Phone, so I didn't know what button it was. You had to turn it off, so I was just sitting there with my finger covering the speaker, like trying to get it to shut up. But like it was still audible, and the whole class just went silent. I was like, "Yo, start talking, shut up." So my teacher was staring at me, and you don't know how close because it was like a super cheap phone. I was so close to slamming it on the floor to get it to shut up. Like I'm just sitting there, and I was considering just picking up my phone, just slamming it at the floor to get it to shut up. And then whoever was calling me stopped calling me.
Yeah, what is it?
No, oh,
What?
I was gonna say I like college more because if you accidentally forgot to like silence your phone, your teacher didn't yell at you. They just looked at you real quick and like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's just like
But I feel like in high school wasn't that bad either. But middle school, if that happened, it's like, man.
I don't know.
You really flexing on us?
my high school, it sucked. Like like my math class, my teacher, he would go up there to the front of the class. He would explain the lesson. He'd throw up a couple, problems to show you how to do it, and then he would go back to his desk and sit there for the rest of the hour. And it was just like, and he was like, "You can't listen to music. You can't have your phone on you." He's just like, "Motherfucker, you teach for 10 minutes, and then the rest of the 50 minutes and the rest of the hour class is just spent doing bullshit, and I can't listen to music." It's just like,
My senior year was pretty bad in my math class. So I took personal finance because I was the easiest math class. I just wanted basically a chill out hour. And so I thought he was going to be, teaching us how to do like all this like personal finance stuff, but no, apparently he didn't actually know how to teach it.
no,
So he
God,
just made us do an online class instead.
nice.
And so like every day he'd be like, "All right, everyone, take out your laptops, go on to your thing, do your assignments and all that." And I'm like, "Huh." And that's the class I cheated on the final on because he never paid attention. So like he'd be like, "All right, you're not allowed to have your phone out," but since he would just be staring at his own laptop the whole class, like my laptop I was facing like towards him, so I had my laptop between him, so like I just had my phone like resting against my laptop screen. So like I'd just be on my phone there. And I remember one day I was watching the Apple keynote when they were announcing the new iPhones during that class. I was just sitting there like, dang, the iPhone 10. Like he didn't know. He didn't know. I was just sitting there watching, Apple introduce these brand new $1,000 iPhones. And he's just sitting there like, dang, Damien's doing his work. I can tell he's focused.
Okay,
I'm like,
I just remembered something. It's just like that was really stupid. That my high school implemented like my senior year. With our cell phones. I don't know exactly what happened. There was a rumor going around that people were going around in class, like taking pictures of people and just like posting them or something stupid along those lines. And like people like I don't know, they were being bullied or something. I don't know the full story, and I don't even know if this is true. But it's just like the school to prevent that, or they every class had to have these like pockets where like you walk through the door of your classroom and you're supposed to put your phone in that pocket, and you
that
can
shit
only
wouldn't work for me, boy.
yeah, no. My first hour teacher, he thought it was so stupid because he's just like you're all of you are between the ages of 16 and 18, and we're treating you like you're 10-year-olds. So it's just like every day he would joke, "I love to see how all your phones are up there in those pockets, and there wouldn't be a single cell phone in those pockets."
There'd be one in there and it's covered in dust, like someone forgot it there.
Yeah, no, because to me it was just like when it was just like one of the teachers said you have to have your phone in that pocket, and everybody was just like, "No, I'm not doing that," because it's just like at that point I had already gone through like I had put my phone in my backpack during my weights class, and I come back and somebody has stolen it. And so it's just like that. The locker room, it's supposed to be locked. It wasn't. From that day forward, it was always locked. But it's just like to me, it's just like I asked one of my teachers, just like, what happens if someone steals my phone out of that pocket because I am taking an extra minute or two to put something away, get my stuff together, or what, and my phone's gone. What is the school responsible? And they go, no, the school is not responsible if your phone is stolen. And just like that's fucking stupid because this is your stupid ass policy. You're making me put my phone in that pocket, but you're not gonna be held responsible for my property being stolen because of your dumbass policy. And they were just like, well, as a student, you surrender some rights, and it's like, you motherfuckers, fuck you. I'm not putting my phone in any of those pockets.
It's when you like turn your phone on max volume and don't give it to them.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's just like this is so stupid. You like, I'm a legal adult at that point. I was 18, and it's just like, and you're telling me, and it's just like to put my shit away. Like, no, I'm not. I'll put my phone in that pocket, and if you tell me, it's just like you will be held responsible for my phone being stolen if it ever does. Like you will, I will at least get an apology from the school. But it's just like they were just like, no, you surrender some rights as a student when you show up on campus, and you're gonna follow our rules. And just like, no, you can take your rules, you turn them sideways, and you can shove them up right up your ass, dude. It's just like, I'm not doing that.
Speaking of stolen phones, I remember when my high school thought I was stealing phones.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm pretty sure you've told that story before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the highlight of my life. School thought, you know what, you must be. I showed up with like 17 phones one day and put them all up on the desk. I think I have a
Dumbass.
picture of me with all of them too. But like I brought them all, put them all up on like the table during lunch or something like that. And like I was like, just sitting there with all of them out, and then the security just walks up and he just looks at me like, "Hey, where'd you get all those?" And I'm like, "Oh, people giving to me," because like I like asking people for their old phones. I'd be like, "Yeah, if people like get a new phone or something like that, I just ask them like, yo, you want your old one? If you don't, I'll take it." And then people give them to me. And he was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Oh, cool." Not much happened. And then as I'm going to class, I hear behind me, "Hey, could you come up?" He was like, "Hey, sir," and I was like, "Damn, I was like,
And I was like, oh,
I was literally like, I gotta start walking like a little bit faster." I was trying.
come on, I'll hold them off.
I was trying to get to English class. I was like walking a little bit faster, like, and then like he caught up to me. He's like, "Hey, come with me," and I was like, "Dang, you really fucking." And like he was like, "So I have reports that you have a bunch of cell phones," and I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Where'd you get them all?" I was like, when people get new phones, I just ask them for their old ones. They give them to me." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "So we don't know if you're actually stealing them or all that. So we're gonna have to take these from you." And I'm like, "Bruh." And I wanted to say that like I'm not really a confrontational type of person, but like I wanted to say, I'll tell you exactly who gave me these phones, and I'll tell you exactly which phone it was, and you could call them up, and they'd say, "Yeah, I gave that to him." But no, I didn't want to say it. I was just like, okay. And then what's funny is I thought I gave him all the phones, but I had like 5 of them left in one of my pockets, and I didn't notice until I got back to class and I pulled them out, and I was like, "Oh shoot, I still got these." Damn. All right.
that's so weird hearing. I didn't notice I had 5 extra phones in my pocket. It's just like, how the hell do you not notice you have 5 extra phones? But it's like, this is Damien.
Because I usually carry like 8 phones.
Yeah, this is Damien we're talking about. He carries 40 in each pocket.
It's funny as so basically after that I was the only person at that school who had a cell phone limit because like he told me like yeah you can't bring all these. I'm gonna have to limit you to 2, and I'm like, alright then. And then the next day I brought 8.
Nice.
No, he didn't notice. Yeah, and then
Probably
and then
didn't
all
care.
that, and then all that came back and bit me in the ass super hard. Because then one day I had like I don't know 7 of them or something like that on me, and then an Amber Alert came through, and they all went off. You, if this was during my second hour too, you should have seen my face of panic when I heard one go off. I was like, shit. I
Oh
was like,
no.
oh. I was literally like, oh no. I literally like audibly went, oh no. And one of them just like some person saying next to me like looked at me like, why do you just go, oh no? And then they heard them all go off and they're like, how many do you have? And I'm like, 7.
2? I have 2.
This was
I
a
have
person
2 phones.
Two? That's 2. I only have 2. I only have 2.
I'm limited to 2. I have 2.
Trying to find the picture of me with all those phones on the desk,
Oh my god.
but I can't find it. By far the strangest year.
uh, you know what sucks is that I still have to drive by my old high school every now and then. Like if I want to go to the
So do
library
I.
to get internet, I have
So
to
do
drive
I.
by it, and it's just like it brings up such like feelings of just like hate because the school is just it's just a heaping pile of burning shit at this point.
I had to drive there a couple days ago.
I drive past
You drive past who?
peanut butter like all the time, like almost every day.
Drive past penis butt all the time. I cut that out because people could be like, he heard him say
Peanut butter, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I had to drive there a couple days ago because I had to pick up my younger brother. He saw me in the front and didn't like think at all. Like, apparently my brother came to pick me up, and he was just sitting there looking around for the car. And then he finally found it. He's like, "Oh, you drove?" And I was like, "Bro, you looked right at me." I guess he was like, "Oh no, who's driving?"
Well, while we're on the topic of phones, let's talk about today's sponsor.
Today's video is sponsored by cell phones.
All of them,
Oh, okay.
Every single one of them.
even yours. Okay, no, what I was gonna say, in my earth science class with my super cool science teacher, Damien, had him senior year.
Yeah.
Also the track coach, but this is before I was on the track team. My class kind of sucked, except for like a couple people, and like I always did the homework. I did good on tests. So when we were studying or whatever for the next test, people would try to go on their phones, listen to music, and you always call him out. But he never called me out. And everyone's like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, I already know he's gonna pass the test, so do whatever he wants."
And then you failed. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but like I always got the highest score on every test, and there's one test where I got like an 80. I was like, "Oof."
He's like,
The rest of the class did.
he's like, Adrian,
What happened?
you slipping,
Adrian?
dude.
Okay,
You slipping.
Here's everyone who got at least an 80. Adrian. I was like, oh. Bad for the rest of the class.
He's like, Adrian, bro, you slipping, dude.
80 is all you need for mastery. So there was one day he made everyone except me retake the test.
Nice. That's awesome.
When year in band, the teacher said you can work from another class, pull out your instrument.
I remember freshman year, my who was it, biology teacher. So like we had to go to like our class and like say like, hey, we have to go do like I think it was like assembly thing.
I think it was class pictures. So I had to do that one day for biology.
Well, it was something, but like we had to go there. Like we were in uniform, so maybe it was pictures or something. But like we had our instruments and all that because we just brought them with us, and we he didn't believe we were in band with our uniforms and instruments. He didn't believe we were in band.
Why?
I don't know. He just looked at. He's like, I'm not sure you're actually in band. I think you guys are lying to me. And I'm just sitting here with a trombone, like, bruh, how the
You're right.
fuck?
I'm in an orchestra.
Yeah, I'm not in band. Yeah, this is marching band. Sorry, you got me.
It's like, damn, dude, you are definitely a teacher here.
I was like, dude, freaking the lead singer from Earth, Wind, and Fire just told me I'm not in band when I'm holding my trombone.
Oh, him.
It's funny I can say that and everybody knows exactly who I'm talking about.
Was like in high school? What's like the weirdest conversation you guys have ever had? Like in high school?
I can say what's mine?
When they asked you if you're part of the breed.
Oh yeah,
What?
I guess that is a pretty weird one. But so basically, one day, do I want it? It's a pretty. I'm not gonna say his name. Joseph would know him. No leg.
That's
Well, both.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
If that didn't narrow it down, I'd be really concerned.
but basically, one
I
day
haven't seen him in like whatever many years, you know.
I had the unfortunate ability of seeing him. But one day we were just sitting there in English and all that, and he just turns to me. He's like, "Hey, Damien." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Are you part of the breed?" I'm like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "DF foreskin." And I'm like, I don't know.
You don't know.
And he was like, "Can you make it wear a hoodie?" And I was like, no. And he was like, okay. And he just continued on.
It's so weird.
It's funny, he'd also like take a selfie with me every day. Like every day he'd be like, "Hey Damien," and I'd like look over and he'd be like, "Alright, pose." And I just stare into the camera.
That happened to me once. That it was someone I was at Copper Basin, and his person next to me, we were friends, so it's not as weird. She was like, "Hey, you want to take a selfie with me?" And I was like, "Sure."
I think the other like I wouldn't really say a weird conversation, but like the weirdest thing I've ever said. Corey said something, and I guess I responded with
Wait, really?
I responded. This was like freshman year. I responded with my vagina has never been so dry. Thank you. And somebody walked past and just stared at me. And he's like, "What did you just say?" He's like, "Did I just hear that correctly?"
Oh my god, Damien.
I don't even remember why I said that. I just remember I said that.
You just remembered what was important.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Joseph, what's the weirdest conversation you've ever had in high school?
Oh well, I've had a few. But like, the weirdest one I had while I was still living in the valley was it was freshman year, and I believe I was in like my what class was it? And I think I think it was my biology class. The table I was sitting at, you know, I was the only guy at the table. The rest of the table was all girls. It was just like one day for every reason, like like we're talking and you know everyone's like saying like how old they are or whatever else, and it's just like you know, and um I'm like a year older than everyone else because I got held back a year. I'm like a year and a half older than everyone else throughout
Damn L.
every grade. So like while everyone else was like 15 roughly at freshman year, I was already like 60, and it was just like
You guys are 15 freshman year.
something like
I was
that.
15 freshman year.
I
Yeah.
was 13.
At the beginning, I was 14, but by the end, I was 15.
Yeah,
At
by
the beginning, I was 13, but I turned 14.
oh my god. Oh shit! I always forget how much younger you are than us, Adrian.
It's funny is Adrian went to college, but when he actually like went to college, he couldn't legally have sex because he was underage and a minor by that point. That's weird to think about it. Stop. Why am I telling you to stop? What the fuck?
but but basically it's just like, and like yeah, I'm like everyone else is like I'm 15, I'm 14, whatever, and I'm like I'm 16. And for whatever reason, like I got asked, "Are you still a virgin?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." And it's just like everybody else was surprised that like I'm 16 and I was a virgin. It's like, what the fuck? Why? Why is that surprising? It's just like,
How old are
It's the
you?
law.
How old are you,
First,
Damien?
I'm 16 and I'm a fucking freshman. It's like, why is that at all surprising?
How old are you, Damien? 19. Are you a virgin? Yeah.
Oh,
I remember senior year. I was in a earth science class. You know, Adrian knows who the teacher is.
yeah, I remember my boy.
We were doing like, you know how like you would make like a mock-up like fossil and you had to put in like wax?
Yep, I remember that.
Somebody asked me, what happens if you put your hand in it? So I stuck my hand in it and I was like, ow, that kind of hurt. And the teacher he just looked at me like, the teacher just looked at me like, what did you just do?
I'm telling you, all you gotta do is say that you knew me, and you'd be like, alright, you're cool.
You know, what's funnier is the school didn't even like put me in. They put me in his class, but didn't actually tell him he had me. So I wasn't on his roster or anything. And I was just sitting there like, he was like, "Are you sure you're supposed to be in this class?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm." I showed him my schedule and all that, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to be here." And he's like, "Mm-hmm. Well, okay." So I didn't actually technically have to do any work at the beginning.
Nice.
Oh, okay. The only weird thing I had was similar to Damien's. Oh, when I was in Spanish class, there was someone who's going around like asking every guy, like, are you circumcised? He asked everyone. He was doing it out loud. And he's like, good. I'm glad you guys are all American.
Yeah.
What
no.
if somebody said no? He'd be like, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah, no. Like last year when you guys came up with the film, I remember one day I walked into the back room and then I think it was Dylan who asked, "Okay, who here is circumcised?" And I just remember turning around and walking away. Cause it's like,
Not me, boys.
I'm just like, I don't want to be a part of this conversation at all.
So Joseph.
Oh, piss off, Damien.
Okay. I'm trying to think of other things that happened in high school. I can't really think of much.
I think we
I
should
remember like
start wrapping up the podcast. I've got almost an hour and 50.
It hasn't been that long.
I'm at an hour and 46. I'm at an hour and
Wait, what?
46.
Yeah, I'm at hour 46 too.
Yeah, I said almost an hour 50.
Oh, I was like, dang, how'd you get 4 hours, 4 minutes ahead?
I said
4
almost.
hours, damn.
It's called rounding. I rounded. And plus my
Round the fuck up then.
Well, usually
Plus-
you round to the nearest minute.
shut up. Plus my laptop is at 18%. So
Well, you better run. You better hope that bitch don't die. I'm just gonna say one last thing. I think I became known as the person who destroys phones at school, because like I did that
Yeah.
several times.
yeah.
Like during lunch, I just slam a phone on the ground really
Dude.
hard.
Dude,
If you weren't known as the person who did that, I don't know what you were known for then.
yeah, like
No.
you were always the guy who was like destroying something. Like if it was electronical, you destroyed it.
I remember I punched my laptop right in the middle of the screen during class and it didn't break, and I was like, damn.
I know what I was known for. I was the quiet kid.
I don't know why either. Just one day I was in class and I just like spazzed and just punched my laptop like right in the middle of the screen and it didn't break, and people were just staring at me like, the fuck did you just do?
What is wrong with this kid?
Reminds me of Mason's story. One day he was in German class, and I guess some kid got really angry, so he threw his laptop across the room and started punching it and like destroyed it.
Oh shit!
You know what I really want to know? I want to know what people honestly thought of Corey, who I went in our group.
Jeff Bush head ass.
Yeah. Oh god. Like I would love to know what other people thought. What other people think of me.
I remember one day, Corey had his like own laptop, right? And one day it broke, and so he had to use his mom's laptop. But his mom's laptop was this bright pink HP. Here, I'm gonna send a picture of it.
Oh, I remember the one other weird conversation. I wasn't part of this. I just heard. So, and they're sitting right next to me.
Okay.
Okay, and it's like, huh? That's, huh?
Ooh, you just reminded me of one too, Adrian.
Okay, so I was sitting English 9, freshman year.
Nice.
Sitting next to my table. It was me. It's 2 girls are sitting there too. And I'm doing my work like as usual, not surprised. And the 2 next to me, they're trying to talk quiet, but I can still hear them. And she was talking about how she lost her virginity.
Oh god.
Freshman year.
Oh god, Andrew, that's what you tune out. That's not for you.
No, I had to listen.
Andrew's like,
No,
excuse
you
me?
didn't. You did not have to listen.
No, it's not like a ooh, okay, it's more of like a, what, excuse me?
I didn't want to act like I was listening, so I was just trying to do my work, but I kept hearing parts. And apparently it happened when she was in 7th grade.
Oh my god.
And the guy, if I'm remembering correctly, was at least 15, and it was at a basketball game.
Oh god.
And I was like, huh.
Hey, that's the Arizona way.
I was like, huh, you went to the wrong high school.
That sort of reminded.
If that happens to you, you go to Florence.
It sort of reminded me of So one day during my chemistry class, there was these I was moved to a table with like 3 other guys. You know, they were all friends and all that, but they were like talking, and they were talking about one of them, like, their mom came into their like room with a black light.
Oh god.
And and one of them was like, what if your mom like shined it under your bed and like there was just a shirt there that just lit up? And like I started laughing, like I started cracking up a bit. He's like, what if she like picked it up and it sounded like?
Well, I thought of another weird story. Man, I was like, man, I don't have any weird stories. They just keep coming up out of nowhere. Okay, so when I was in Earth Science.
Oh god. Why is it always Earth Science?
I'm not gonna go.
Oh, that reminded me of Earth Science too. Hold on, keep going, Adrian.
Okay, I'm not gonna say everything that happened because it goes really weird, like stuff. Okay, so one of them I heard this guy behind me. They were talking, and he said, you know what's really hot? Incest.
Oh god. God. He should move to this town. They should move to this town.
I tuned out. That's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my music privileges now.
Put in his earbuds like, I'm not hearing nothing. So that sort of reminded me of Earth Science. Adrian knows about this. We were in class and I got bored, so I pulled out a TV and a Wii and started playing Wii Sports.
Are you fucking serious? Are
Yep.
you serious right now?
We were gonna play Wii Sports at lunch, and I had the class before lunch, so I was like, yo, Adrian, just give me the Wii and all that, and I'll set it up, in the band room area. And when you get here, it'll be ready. Because I brought like a 15-inch TV, like a little like flat screen like LCD TV I had, And like I was just in earth science, and I was like, man, I'm bored. So I just set the TV on my desk, pulled out a Wii, set it up, turned it on, and like the volume was up too. So all you just heard was and I went to the home screen. I was like, oh, I gotta turn it down. And the teacher just looked. He just looked over at me like, what are you doing? And like people were like taking pictures of it.
Oh my god damn it!
And I was just sitting there, bowling, playing some tennis. And at the end of class, he was like, "Hey, Damien, I need you to stay here real quick." And I was like, "Oh." And he was just sitting there at his desk. He was like, "I don't actually know how to punish you." So he's like, "Just go." And I was like, "Damn, I fucking ended this dude's life."
I remember that day, like, we told Zach and Corey, and then Corey brought a bunch of games. Like, you thought we were gonna have time to play all of them.
He brought like a whole stack of games, and I'm like, "Bro, we're probably gonna get through like 3 rounds of Wii Sports."
Yeah, we're probably gonna have time to play bowling.
Bro, I nearly got the
Boy,
Wii taken
Earth
away though
Science.
that day, dude. I thought he was gonna be taking it.
And I was gonna be like, Damien,
I was about to be like,
that's
"Damn."
my Wii.
I was about to be like, Adrian, so a small setback.
Yeah, I remember another day we brought our game. We brought a game.
Oh my god.
Playing Super Smash Bros.
We had a GameCube too.
Yeah, and then Mr. Woody was like, "Are you
This
serious?"
we need to animate this shit. I want to see this shit
When we're
animated
playing it
so
during
bad.
band,
Yeah.
we were just sitting there with a GameCube in the back, just. Brum.
I remember other kids were like, "Oh, can I play it?" I was like, "No."
We were just playing. And then this isn't really like funny, but it's more like while we played the Switch on the projector.
Yeah, we did that too.
Yeah.
Because we had like jazz band starting junior year, we started doing like other school events. One was really cool. One we played for someone who's on America's Got Talent, who went on to get 9th place that year, I think. So she was kind of famous, and we were having like an event for her, because like a family thing that happened to her. And we were opening for her, but we had to wait a while. So I was like, "Hey, can I bring my Switch? Can we play Jackbox?" And Woody's like, "Yeah, do that."
The only thing was the projector didn't have an HDMI in, so I had to bring my display
You gotta get creative.
yeah, I had to bring my DVI to HDMI adapter, but there was no audio, so we had to run an audio cable across we had the Switch in its dock on a music stand underneath the projector with the cable going straight up, and then the audio cable coming and connecting to the headphone
jack.
jack.
Like a chair around it, like no one get close to it except me.
We literally put a chair in the middle. We literally said, "Do not cross through here." That was. Well, hopefully it saves. Damn.
Well, it's probably not like dead. You can probably if you get home in time, you can plug it in before
Yeah,
it
probably
shuts
like-
off completely.
It's probably just turn itself off, just try and save power.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, let's end it now.
Alright, who's doing the outro? I did the intro.
Oh man, I had more stories to tell. All right. So thanks for listening to the podcast. Joseph says bye, because you can't hear him. Damien, what do you want to say?
Bye.
All right, and see you guys next time. It won't be this long again, ever.
And.
Bye.